Hey there. I wanted to shoot a video on really the first vlog that I want to make when it comes to me dealing with this burnout and recovering from burnout and recovering from chronic stress and basically me suppressing my emotions for the last 3 years. I mean, I've uploaded videos before where I was vibrant and I would always like express myself, but when a lot has been coming out, you could say that it is somewhat not depressing, but me really, I don't know, holding back. It's not holding back, but it's just not me per se, but this is me, if that makes sense. Because there's been so much that has been put on me that I I'm now embracing what it's like to feel what it's like to be actually present. As in, like, for instance, I have my lemon honey. I'm naming that this cup is I'm holding this cup at the moment and actually feeling me say that in my throat. Before, it wasn't even like that. It would be like, oh, I noticed this and I'm not naming it, I'm just noticing it there. All to say is that I'm here at the moment, and it may sound like I am really sad and I'm talking in a very low tone at the moment. Yet this is clearly, as I even as I'm even talking to you, I'm thinking back to a time in grade school where reading comprehension was not even it was so bad to the point where people actually thought that English was my second language, that I could even comprehend word. Why? I believe it's because there's been so much in me that I'm now recognizing that I haven't built the capacity. We'll put it this way. I haven't built the capacity because I wasn't attuned by a caregiver or even an adult to actually understand why I could even comprehend any senses. I mean, now if you had me read something, I'd actually understand what it's talking about, but I'd actually have to take my time to process, because what I'm realizing is that anytime I read anything you throw at me, and the moment it gets exciting, we'll say that if you give me a fiction book like Harry Potter, the moment I read maybe the first 2 pages of the thing, I'm a very visual person, obviously, website designer, went to school for graphic design. The moment you gave me a page or two to read, I would actually process the characters, mix stuff in my head, and that actually can get overwhelming for me. I've discovered that that's what happens. And then after the 2 pages, you wonder why I have to stop for at least 2 weeks and I would fall behind in class, because it fall behind the class and I couldn't read or comprehend. It's because I'm taking my time. Well, it's not even that. I am trying to process what the fuck happened in the story. So, interestingly enough, because I'm actually working on calligraphy right now. Okay, I'm working on calligraphy right now. Let me pause the video. Okay, the phone was ringing. So, I'm actually practicing calligraphy at the moment. And interestingly enough, so here, so I'm learning calligraphy by Calligraphy, shout out to him. The reason why I bring this up is because, well, one, I can't be designing on the computer right now because the overwhelm. I am needing to pause, and if I need to drink a water or lemon water, I will. But I bring up calligraphy is because I actually wanted to start calligraphy. The thing is, when it comes to this non-linear process, I actually have to, like, this is how I learned. This is how I learned. Once I see a letter, so all the black letters you see, the minuscule letters or the lowercase letters. Once I see this pretty thing in front of me, I would actually do my best to just practice. Like, if I thought that the letter F was interesting, because I'm not going to go into the grid of this, but it's basically, this is, I believe, an equal grid that he is using. And we'll say that I want to work on the letter F. It is evenly spaced, right? And I go, oh my gosh, it's such an interesting letter. Let me practice the letter, and then let me combine it with like something simple, right? So if I wanted to write the word kind, because I like the loops in the K here, right? I actually will practice it. But the thing is with calligraphy, anything calligraphy, whether or not, so I used to do Chinese calligraphy. The first thing that the teacher would teach us are the strokes. And of course, I know that when I nail down my strokes, forming a letter will be way easier for me to form a letter. So here I am without the foundations of things, and I'm like, let me just practice whatever. And I know as a graphic designer too, I could see the kerning and where I can improve on the letter forms and all of that, and I should be using the right paper. But the reason why I bring this up is, one, the linear process of learning, let's say, an art form, for me, has been all over the place, especially when I am going through my own like internal world, nervous system, understanding my nervous system, autonomic nervous system a lot more. And I kid you not, I think if anyone that knows me out there are watching this video right now, they'd actually be wondering why I am so mellow and so like grounded as I am speaking in this. It's because I'm going through a lot. I'm going through a lot, and this is where I'm at. Do I want to express myself? Like, yeah, of course I do. But the thing is, if I do that, if I force, I got cut off there, even though I want to express myself, cannot force it. I cannot force this out of me. I could practice my like hand gestures and all that, but the thing is to take my time with this. Also, I want to mention that during this recording, it is June 30th. I'm taking the calligraphy course at the moment, and as much, I kid you not, as much as I want to attend live, and I can even back this up, the moment that I would attend the session live, it would actually overwhelm me. Why? I'm going through a lot, and all to say is that it's not the person that is putting on the course. The guy is really good. The pay is really good. All to say is that I have to take my time with all of this. And you could say that I was never taught to take my time and honor what is going on inside of me at this very moment. And for 3 weeks, because I know that this lesson is going to be an important one. I know that it's a good course. I mean, it's a good lesson to be a part of, but that was my whole thing was, oh my gosh, an important lesson's gonna be here. Let me go ahead and work on that. I mean, this is all like a school model that we were taught in, is we don't want to be missing out on this thing. So we got to stay for the whole 2 hours, which kudos to anyone that can go through it and be like, yeah, I want to be there, not because of the person, but because of me. Like, because of me. Like, how many people would in a university course would be like, okay, that's enough. You know, there's a textbook. I can learn whatever the professor is teaching at the moment, right? I know it doesn't work that way in the university level, but it just really baffles me that the things that we can actually learn, naturally enjoy ourselves with, like physical education is one of them. You cannot put a one size fits all on anything. It's really taking your time and honor yourself in this whole process. Like, for me to write this without the actual foundations of this, I'm not saying that you shouldn't practice your foundations. I know that when I nail down my foundations, the letter forms of this is going to be way prettier. I know it. I know it. But for me to actually go and feel the pen, you know, feel the pen and the paper, which I know this is too grainy, which some of the letters are kind of wonky, like this B right here. It's to feel whatever I have written, right? This says, like, this is, or actually I wrote this as a reminder for me to just take it slowly, be gentle with myself, be patient, be kind, and, you know, I'm loving myself very, very much in this whole process. So all to say in this whole rant is just to take your time with whatever you got to learn. For me, sadly, because I am in this process right now where I have to honor where I'm at the moment, with me being overwhelmed with screens and me honoring that, yeah, right after the recording, I need to go eat. I haven't honored that signal for a while. And I feel that I may talk about that another time. I was going to talk about the internal world a little bit, but all to say is that listening to your impulse to be like, that's enough. That's enough. What that's actually teaching me is building that trust within myself. As I take another sip of water here, it's allowing me to build trust within myself and allows me to just go ahead and build that space within myself. Because I kid you not, I'll share with this about this last thing I have is I am working towards walking 10K again. I've done this before, but in a competitive way where I'm running adrenaline and cortisol in me. It's cortisol. So in that process right now, to me building back to that 10K, I gotta start small. Build that way to the 10K. Right now, I can, on average, I can only walk maybe 2.8 steps a day, which, you know, I mean, it's sort of halfway there, and that's great. But as I'm noticing these last 7 days or so, I kid you not, I'm like, holy shit, this is me walking the 3K a day. In a way, you know, sometimes I have bad days where I'm walking only 2.5, but I'm gradually working myself back to that 10K. And I don't even notice that 3.5 or the 3K or the 2.8K steps, which is amazing. And that's how you build capacity, I feel, when we are working towards, let's say, a goal or whatever. But for me, learning a new thing, I get to take my time with this. I can't just go in and be like, oh my gosh, hallelujah, let's go and do this thing. So it's a good reminder for me to keep this at times where I am practicing. The thing that I'll lose is, yeah, the live feedback, the interaction, the actually being a part of the interaction. But hey, this is me honoring myself. And what better way for me to gauge at where I'm at the moment, honor where I am at the moment, and let it all play out the way it gets to. Because I know that for a fact that I am working towards something. I am not stuck. If I was stuck, then I wouldn't even be recording this in the first place. So take that into consideration when you are trying to learn something new. And, I know I may get feedback or whatever, advice, I don't know, advice, comments on, well, what if I'm at a school or whatever? Grades. Anyway, that's another talk for another day. So I'm going to stop it at here.